NaissanceE. If you walk backwards, you can often see the tricks the game's pulling. So that one's fake, but this one isn't. What is going on here? By bringing these all... What? So I suppose I'm touching each of the lights. Okay, so is it this one now? It might be a bit too abstract for me, I'm thinking. Especially at this stage. Okay, we're going fast again. Okay, we're still... Okay, so what do we got here? At the end of that section. Interlude. I wasn't a fan of that previous section. I think it was too fourth wall breaking, maybe? Yeah. I mean, we'll see if they can tie it back together, but it feels like a game dev just showing off the cool stuff he can do rather than something that fits well within the canon of this game. But we'll see. Oh. Okay. Whoa. So we're in like some kind of machine. Wow. Alright, what's on the other side of this bridge? We're in the mainframe. We're in the mainframe now? Well, it feels symmetrical, doesn't it? Is that not just the same thing? Hold on, we can go down for the first time. Okay, where are we? Yeah, where can we drop down? Not here. staircase. Let's go up the staircase, shall we? Where's there? They're probably dead ends. Right, another endless climb. Let's see where this is going. Can we fall off into darkness? I wonder what would happen. Okay, we're coming to the end. I can see on the back walls here. It's getting a bit ridiculous. We've reached the top. Excellent. Yeah, that was the interlude. Endless dive. Okay. Endless is sounding... Oh! Are we outside? Outside of the structure? On like sand. Okay, this is cool. Like ruins. But perfectly geometrically square ruins. No erosion, nothing like that. Okay, so what's this in the sky? So we really still indoors, maybe. The roof is just so far up that we can't see it. Okay, what's here? Okay. Well, there is a ledge. Endless dives. They're going to ask me to jump in there. Let's see what's over here. Okay. Like the inverse of a concert. I'm on the stage, but they're performing for me. Is this the thing from the start? You think it was chasing me? Leaving a helix behind it. White now. cool song, bro. Did something like open up or something? They want me to jump in. If I jump in, am I gonna have to watch that goddamn concert again? Endless dive. Should we do it? I get the idea that there's more to see out here. So firstly, what's this way? Once again, we have like the yellow haze and the very somber sounding music. Okay, what do we got here? The wind's picking up. It's like little spikes coming out. I mean, I think this is the same structure we've been seeing everywhere. Okay, that's where we're supposed to endlessly dive. This mic is working, so yeah, okay. I was going to say, for anyone who was paying attention to my computer problems, previously I replaced my graphics card, and it's still broken. My computer's still broken, so I've replaced everything else now. The motherboard, the CPU. I'm now Team Ryzen. Surely now it should be fixed. Okay, so that's the orchestra there. We don't want to go there and trigger that again because we've already seen that. So anything else here in the desert? If you're watching this, then probably there is. But I don't know that yet. So what are these structures? Like... they're like the tops of skyscrapers maybe. Like inverted. There's like a tower over here. I wonder if we can just walk to it. Zelda Breath of the Wild style gameplay. We're just getting closer. It's like a little city out here. Oh, these are the things that climb down the wall, right? Are they dangerous? More what looks like ruins. Tunnel to see off right here. Is this whole sandy area just an excuse to have a concert? Oh, it's really red here. Let's try this one first because it's a little smaller. No. Up we go. I'd hate to fall at this point. Okay, what does this do? Does this change the hue again? Oh, it's all purple now. Well, that's interesting. Alright, let's go to the main one. Wait. Should have made that. What awaits us at the top of this tower? We're on. Is there no way up? That does seem like just the kind of dirty trick this game would play. Okay, I think we're higher than we've been so far. White, red and white. Just seeing if I can see anything off in the distance now. Well, thanks for the colour show, I guess, NaissanceE. Okay, that's the last of the alternate paths that I think that we didn't go down. Does it want me to jump in? If I jump in, we're going to have to watch that goddamn concert again. Endless dive. Should we do it? Meet the host. Interesting. It's a quaint-ass cutscene type soundtrack here, isn't it? Google it, you'll be able to tell the similarities straight away. The host just a bunch of cubes with a mission. I supposed to run away from it? Okay. We have to run away. How that's supposed to work. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this. What am I doing? Am I climbing up this or what? Huh? So this is something where playtesting really goes a long way, because you don't want someone to be having this reaction when playing your game. I mean, I know you are trying to blow their mind with the geometry, rotating and twisting and rolling, but yeah. Oh, up here maybe. Okay. The beginning. A game by Mavros Sidino. Alright, I'll see you after the credits. Alright, that was NaissanceE. So that kind of fell apart in the end, didn't it? I think it just got too abstract. It started off with some really good ideas. The aesthetic was incredible, and then towards the end it's just like, here's a concert, here's a chase sequence, game's over. I think that when you create an abstract world or an abstract work of art, I think that you need to know what's underneath it. The viewer doesn't have to, but you definitely have to as a creator. And not to say that it has to be a concrete story underneath the abstract work. It could be, you know, an emotion or a feeling or something like that. I didn't get anything coherent from this game like that. I started off very impressed, and it feels like one of two things happened. First, the guy got towards the end and ran out of time and rushed the rest of the game. Or two, he was just neglecting the story. He was never trying to come up with something that was coherent and sensical. Yeah, I think that the game suffered because of that. You don't have to give me answers. Like, I'm not saying give me answers. That's I need to stress that. If I think about some of my favorite surreal films, they're the films that don't really give me answers. You know, like some Lynch films. I'm thinking of like Inland Empire. You have the thread of emotion that runs through the whole story, but you can never sort of find something concrete. But you know that Lynch knows. You know he knows what it means. And here, I'm not convinced that this is anything more than just a tech demo or a resume piece or something. Yeah, it started out well, started out very good, really good ideas. It's light on puzzles, but the puzzles that were there felt like they made sense. They set up rules and then they adhered to those rules, so that was good. The aesthetic too was incredible. You know, you got the vents here, you can see you've got, and the areas were sufficiently different, like it kept evolving. All of a sudden we're on sand listening to a concert, and then we're suddenly gaining the power of flight at the end of the game for no apparent reason. Yeah. But we can always cherish the start of the game and pretend that it led to somewhere good in our minds. I'm just trying to think about whether there's been a very good megastructure game. There was recently Metal Garden, which I played last year, but that too was like a smaller game. There wasn't much to it. It was over in a couple of hours, and it too just sort of had the idea but didn't follow through with it. Yeah, I don't think I've played a good megastructure game. One that beats the bar that NaissanceE and Metal Garden have set. So I may warm up to this. This may be something where I look back and I go, oh, you know, I was being a bit too harsh. It's not as bad as I thought. The early levels were very good. I think once we got to, the early hint was that tunnel that goes to nowhere. That is a hint that, you know, there's no story here. There's the developer and us, and the developer's saying, you know, here's my tunnel, here's my concert, here's my chase sequence. And I only feel this way about games when like they're almost good, like when there's so much there, so much potential, so much chance to be good. But yeah, anything else to say? I don't like that the musicians copyrighted the music in such a way that anyone playing this game on YouTube has their revenue go to the musicians. I don't like that. I think that, I'm not sure how it worked or how it was done, but I think that the developer needed to clean that up, or needed to, I guess, facilitate playing his game on YouTube. Because I guarantee you that everyone who's played this game with the original audio has had the audio not copyright struck, but like copyright. So in summary, I think the developer ran out of time, or he got bored, or he, you know, ran out of tricks and thought that the project would still be good if he just, you know, threw every bit of weirdness he could at the player, rather than create like a canon or like a corpus of story that is at least coherent. I'm probably being too hard on the game. Maybe some more thought is required, maybe some more looking around, maybe there's more to it. Maybe there's a different pathway, and if you go down that pathway, things make more sense. I don't know. Okay, so I've had a little bit of a look around on the internet, and I've seen a few interpretations of the game, and I don't really like any of them. And I think that, in essence, the game is poorly formed. The major one that I see is that it's a metaphor for birth. I mean, naissance is the French word for birth, and there's a lot of, you know, in the end you're running towards the light. There's a lot of metaphors towards that end. But I think that a lot of stuff doesn't fit in. Like, the main thing that I'm thinking about is that section where the game is playing with you, and you keep going back to the start, and all this repeat stuff starts happening. A lot of that doesn't fit in, and a lot of that breaks any legitimate interpretation that this game could have, I think. Other than it's a game designer showing you some cool tricks, you know? Hey, here's something I made. And I think that the game would have been so much stronger if there was a textual interpretation. And I know on the description the game says, you know, this game is how you interpret it, but I don't think that's right. I think that the designer must have an interpretation and must design the game in accordance with that interpretation, even if he doesn't share that interpretation with us. Doing that would give the game enough substance. Things that are incongruous with that interpretation wouldn't be in the game, because while designing it, the idea just wouldn't come up, or the idea would come up and it'd be like, it doesn't make sense. So anyway, they're my thoughts after looking around at some of the lore online. I still feel about the same way as I did earlier. Okay. Alright. This has been NaissanceE. I've been Nickel. Thanks for watching. We'll be back soon with another series. Maybe a bit of a larger game next time. See ya.